So here's the deal, am I the asshole for refusing to turn off my alarm when my roommate begged me to, even though it's the only thing keeping me from missing my 6 a.m. shift at the fish hatchery? Picture this, it's blaring Sweet Caroline at full volume and he's standing there in his boxers, red-eyed, looking like he's about to cry or punch me. I get it, he's pissed. But I'm not exactly thriving either, and this whole mess started because of a cursed living situation neither of us saw coming. I'm a 24-year-old fish hatchery tech, yeah, I raise baby salmon for a living, it's weirdly satisfying, and I moved into this tiny, damp apartment above a karaoke bar 3 months ago. Rent's cheap, but the catch? The walls are basically paper and the bar downstairs hosts open mic night every freaking evening. Think off-key renditions of Bohemian Rhapsody until 1 a.m. My roommate Jake is a 29-year-old SoundCloud rapper who calls himself Lil Nimbus and works night shifts at a 24-hour laundromat. We met through a sketchy Craigslist ad. His post said chill vibes only, no normies, and I figured, sure, I'm not a normie, I scoop fish poop for a living. We clicked at first, he'd freestyle about my salmon babies, I'd laugh, and we'd split takeout from the greasy spoon next door. The apartment's a shoebox, peeling linoleum, a fridge that hums like a dying spaceship, and a single window overlooking a neon sign that flashes karaoke in seizure-inducing pink. It's not glamorous, but it's home. Jake's a character. He's got this wild mane of bleached hair he ties back with a scrunchie he stole from his ex, and he's always pacing around in oversized tie-dye shirts, muttering lyrics under his breath. He's got a vape pen glued to his hand, blueberry mist every time, and a habit of leaving half-eaten bowls of ramen on the counter that I swear are growing sentient. Me? I'm quieter. I've got my hatchery boots by the door, my thermos of black coffee, and a playlist of early 2000s bangers I'm mildly ashamed of. We're opposites, but it worked until my schedule flipped. Last month, my boss switched me to the dawn shift. I'm talking 6 a.m. starts, which means waking up at 5. I'm not a morning person, my brain's a fog machine until noon, so I set my phone alarm to Sweet Caroline, max volume, because nothing else gets me out of bed. The first morning, it went off and I stumbled out of my room to the kitchen, half dead, while Jake groaned from his mattress on the floor. He doesn't believe in bed frames. He didn't say much, just rolled over and pulled his hoodie over his head. I figured he'd adjust. He gets home from the laundromat at 3 a.m., so he's usually passed out by then anyway. But oh no, this was just the calm before the storm. 2 weeks ago, it all blew up. I'm jolted awake by Sweet Caroline, Ba Ba BH, and before I can even slap the phone silent, Jake's banging on my door like he's auditioning for a SWAT team. Dude, turn that shit off, he yells, voice hoarse from screaming over washing machines all night. I'm groggy, fumbling with my socks, and I shout back, I need it, man, I'll miss work. He storms in shirtless, scrunchy dangling, vape cloud trailing him, and goes off. You're so selfish, bro. I get, like, 2 hours of sleep and you're blasting that corny-ass song every morning? I'm losing my mind. I'm half-dressed, clutching my thermos, and I snap, you think I like this? I'm elbow-deep in fish tanks at dawn. Buy earplugs or something. He glares, points his vape at me like a tiny saber, and says, you're the worst roommate I've ever had, before stomping back to his mattress. It wasn't just one fight, it escalated. The next morning, he retaliated by blasting his latest SoundCloud track, Nimbus Nights, all distorted bass and auto-tuned whining, right as I was trying to sleep at 9 p.m. I banged on his door, he smirked through the crack and said, fair's fair, fish boy. I didn't budge on the alarm, he didn't budge on his revenge beats. Then, last Friday, it hit peak chaos. My alarm goes off, and mid-dash, good times never seemed so good, I hear this ungodly screech. I stumble out to find Jake in the kitchen holding my phone over a pot of boiling water like he's about to baptize it. Turn it off or it's soup, he shrieks. I lunge, grab it, and yell, are you insane? He's shaking, eyes wild, and goes, I haven't slept in days, man. You're killing me. I shove the phone in my pocket, grab my boots, and mutter, get over it, I'm not changing my life for you. Since then, it's been war. He started leaving passive-aggressive notes taped to the fridge, hope the salmon are worth it, asshole, and I've caught him glaring at me over his ramen like I'm public enemy number 1. The bar downstairs keeps belting out Sweet Caroline covers, which feels like the universe mocking us both. I ran into our neighbor, Tina, a chain-smoking bartender who lives across the hall, and she said, y'all need to chill, I can hear everything through the walls, and it's like a bad sitcom. Jake's been texting me links to white noise apps, which I ignore, and I've been petty too, left my wet hatchery gloves on his favorite tie-dye shirt by accident. Oops. Thing is, I feel bad. He looks wrecked, bags under his eyes, voice raspier than usual. He's not wrong, 2 hours of sleep sucks. But I can't lose this job, the hatchery's strict, and I'm already on thin ice after oversleeping once last year. Earplugs don't work for me, I sleep through them, and I offered to buy him some, but he just scoffed and said, "Not the point, dude." I get it, I'm disrupting his life, but isn't he disrupting mine too with his late-night vape sessions and noodle experiments? We're both stubborn as hell, and now the apartment's a battlefield of glares and petty jabs. So Reddit, I'm stuck. Everyone's calling me alarm guy now. Tina even asked if I'd autograph her karaoke mic as a joke. I didn't mean for it to get this bad, I just need to function. But Jake's acting like I'm the devil incarnate, and I'm wondering if I'm actually the selfish one here. AITA? Okay, real talk. Am I the asshole for telling my best friend I didn't want to hear about her weird sleep stories anymore because they were boring as hell? Only for her to lose it and say I'm a bad friend? I mean, I didn't think it'd turn into a whole thing, but now she's barely talking to me, and I'm wondering if I accidentally torched a 6-year friendship over something dumb. It all went down in this bizarre little online book club we run, and trust me, the setting's as much to blame as my big mouth. I'm 27, a graphic designer who survives on iced coffee and deadlines, and I've been tight with Mia since college. She's 26, a vet tech with this wild energy. Think neon scrubs, a laugh that could wake a coma patient, and a habit of texting me TikTok thirst traps at 3 a.m. We're opposites. I'm the sarcastic one who'd rather binge true crime podcasts than socialize, while she's the human golden retriever who'd adopt every stray cat if her landlord didn't cap her at 3. 2 years ago, we started this online book club on Discord called Spicy Pages. It's us and 6 other weirdos from across the country, dissecting steamy romance novels every other Tuesday. We've got a whole vibe going, custom emojis, eggplants galore, a channel for unhinged fan theories, and voice chats where we cackle over prose like, his throbbing manhood quivered. It's niche, it's chaotic, and it's our happy place. Mia's always been the heart of it. She's the one who'll reenact a sex scene with dramatic flair, complete with hair flips and fake moans, while I'm the one dryly pointing out plot holes, like how the Duke's horse keeps changing colors. The rest of the crew's a riot too. There's Greg, a 40-something accountant who knits during calls, Priya, a med student who sends us memes about Fabio, and Leo, a stoner barista who once mailed us all homemade romance novel candles that smelled like regret and lavender. We meet over voice chat, laptops glowing in our respective lairs, and it's the highlight of my week. But lately, Mia's been derailing it with this thing. It started a month ago. She got obsessed with tracking her sleep, bought one of those fancy rings that tells you your REM cycles or whatever. Cool, right? Except now, every call starts with her sleep report. She'll barge into the chat, voice all chipper, going, "Guys, last night I had 3 deep sleep phases, and my heart rate dipped to 52. At first, I humored her, nodded along, asked if she dreamt of shirtless dukes. But it kept going. She'd ramble for 15-20 minutes. Stats, graphs she'd screen share, theories about how her cat napping on her chest messed with her delta waves. I'd mute my mic, sip my coffee, and doodle skulls in my sketchbook while Greg's knitting needles clicked in the background. The others didn't seem to mind. Priya even asked follow-up questions, but I was losing it. It's a romance book club, not a sleep seminar. Last Tuesday, I snapped. We just logged on, and Mia launched into it. Okay, so last night, my sleep score was 87, but I woke up at 2:14 a.m. because I cut her off, unmuting so fast my headset rattled. Mia, no offense, but I don't care. Your sleep stories are boring as shit, and I'm here for spicy dukes, not your REM stats. Silence. Dead air. Then her little Discord icon blinked. She'd muted herself. Greg coughed. Priya typed yikes in the chat. Leo, mid-bong rip, wheezed, harsh dude. Mia unmuted after what felt like forever and said, quiet. Wow. Okay. Didn't realize I was boring you that much. Her voice had this edge, like she'd been slapped. I tried to backpedal. It's not you, just the topic. But she cut me off with, let's just start the book, and stayed muted the rest of the call unless someone asked her something directly. Afterward, she DM'd me, I thought you'd care about stuff I'm excited about. Guess I was wrong. I replied, I do care, but not about sleep scores every damn time. And she left me on read. Since then, it's been radio silence. No TikToks. No good morning cat pics. Nothing. She showed up to Thursday's bonus chat but was all monotone, no flair, like someone sucked the Mia out of her. Priya messaged me separately, saying, "She's hurt. You know? She thinks you don't value her." I didn't mean it like that, but did I? I've been replaying it, and yeah, I could have been nicer, but I'm not wrong either. Those stories were killing the vibe. Now the whole club feels off, like we're tiptoeing around a breakup. Here's where I'm torn. Mia's my ride or die. She once drove 2 hours to bail me out when my car died in a Target parking lot. And I've proofread every cover letter she's ever sent. I love her enthusiasm even when it's extra. But I can't fake interest in something that makes me want to claw my ears off, and I don't think I should have to. She's acting like I attacked her soul, but I just wanted our book club back. The others aren't picking sides. Greg mailed me a knitted coaster that says peace, which is as close as he'll get, but I can tell they're waiting to see if we implode. So Reddit, I'm sitting here with my coffee, staring at her offline Discord status, feeling like a jerk but also kinda justified. Spicy Pages isn't the same without her chaos, but I'm not her hype girl for every random obsession. AITA for shutting her down, or is she overreacting? Alright, here's the mess I'm in. Am I the asshole for hogging the living room couch all day to nap, even though my family's now acting like I declared war on our shared space? I didn't think it'd be a big deal, just me, a blanket, and some much-needed shut-eye, but by dinner time I had my sister glaring daggers, my dad muttering about entitlement, and my mom passive-aggressively vacuuming around me. It all unfolded in our weird little taxidermy-packed cabin during a forced family reunion, and now I'm wondering if I accidentally became the villain of the weekend. I'm 22, a college junior studying wildlife bio, and I live in a dorm 300 miles from home. Home's this creaky cabin in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by pine trees and deer trails, where my family's been holed up since I was a kid. My dad's a retired park ranger turned taxidermist. He's got beady-eyed squirrels and a snarling bobcat mounted on every wall, and he's always polishing his tools with this intense focus, like he's prepping for the taxidermy Olympics. Mom's the opposite, soft-spoken, knits scarves no one wears, and keeps the fridge stocked with casseroles that taste like nostalgia and guilt. My sister Ellie is 19, a freshman art major with a nose ring and a vibe that screams I'd rather be anywhere else. She's got this habit of sketching on every surface, napkins, receipts, even the couch cushions once, which Dad still brings up at every fight. We don't see each other much since I left for school, so Mom guilt-tripped us into this reunion weekend at the cabin. I drove up Friday after a brutal week, 3 exams, a lab report on all pellets, and my roommate blasting EDM until 4 a.m. every night. I was running on fumes, eyes burning, head pounding. The cabin's tiny living room with a lumpy plaid couch, a kitchenette that smells like pine cleaner, and 2 bedrooms upstairs where the taxidermy stairs don't follow. The plan was simple: crash, eat Mom's food, maybe play cards. But Saturday morning I hit a wall. I'd barely slept in my old twin bed. Ellie's cat, Mr. Whiskers, kept yowling outside my window, and I couldn't keep my eyes open past breakfast. So, I shuffled to the living room, grabbed Dad's old hunting blanket, it smells like mothballs and regret, and claimed the couch. Just a quick nap, I mumbled to no one, and conked out. I woke up to chaos. It's 3 p.m., sunlight streaming through the blinds, and Ellie's standing over me, arms crossed, tapping her foot like a cartoon villain. "You've been here for, like, 6 hours, she snaps, her sketch pad dangling from one hand. "I wanted to watch my show, but you're sprawled out like a dead bear." I blink, groggy, and mumble, "There's a TV in Mom's room, but she's already on a roll. This is the common space, not your personal nap pod." Before I can sit up, Dad stomps in, holding a half-stuffed raccoon head, and goes, "She's right, what's with you kids thinking you own the place?" Mom's in the background, dragging the vacuum closer to my feet, saying, "I just wish you'd asked, sweetie," in that tone that's 90% disappointment, 10% martyrdom. Here's where it gets messy. I didn't budge. I was still wiped, my legs felt like lead, and the couch was the only spot that didn't smell like formaldehyde or cat hair. "I'm exhausted," I said, pulling the blanket tighter. "I drove 8 hours to be here. Can't I just rest?" Ellie scoffed, "We're all here, but you don't see me hogging the couch." Dad chimed in, "Back in my day, we slept when the work was done, which makes no sense because he's retired and I'm not skinning a deer." Mom just sighed and vacuumed louder. I snapped, "It's one day, there's a whole cabin." Ellie shot back, yeah, and you're taking up the best part. It turned into this dumb standoff, me cocooned on the couch, them orbiting me with accusations. By evening it was a full-blown Cold War. Ellie set up her laptop on the coffee table 3 feet from my head and blasted some artsy Netflix drama at max volume, think pretentious dialogue and violin screeches. Dad kept pacing, muttering about common courtesy while cradling that raccoon head like it was his therapist. Mom left a plate of meatloaf on the counter with a note, "For when you're done napping." I stayed put until 8 p.m., partly out of spite, partly because moving felt like climbing Everest. When I finally got up, Ellie claimed the couch in 2 seconds flat, smirking like she'd won. Dad grumbled about time, and Mom just handed me a knitted dishcloth, saying, "Let's not fight tomorrow, okay? Now it's Sunday and the vibe's off." Ellie's barely looked at me, she's sketching a dead-eyed squirrel and whispering to Mr. Whiskers about selfish sisters. Dad's taken to narrating his taxidermy process louder than necessary, gotta get the eyes just right. And Mom keeps asking if I'm rested yet with this tight little smile. I feel like a jerk, but also it's a couch, not the Holy Grail. I was beat, they knew it, and there's a whole cabin to share. But maybe I should have asked, or at least moved when they started griping. I don't know. So, Reddit, I'm back at school now, replaying this in my head while my roommate's EDM rattles my skull again. The cabin crew's calling me Couch Queen in our family group chat, and I'm not sure if I'm the selfish one or if they're overreacting to one sleepy Saturday. AITA? Okay, so am I the asshole for not dragging myself out of bed to open the door for my brother's delivery guy even though I just crashed after an all-nighter and now he's acting like I ruined his life? I get it, he was counting on me, but I was dead to the world and this whole blow-up happened in the middle of our weird, steampunk-themed Airbnb we're renting for a convention. It's a lot and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm the jerk here. I'm 25, a freelance prop maker, think goggles, fake swords, that kind of thing, and I've been glued to my workbench for weeks prepping for this massive steampunk con in Atlanta. My brother, Nate, is 28, a mechanic with a beard that screams I brew my own mead, and he's my partner in crime for these events. We've been con buddies since I was 16, him hauling my gear, me sewing his vests last minute. This year, we split the cost of this absurd Airbnb, a converted warehouse with brass pipes running up the walls, gears glued to every surface, and a creaky loft bed that smells like old leather and regret. It's got a vibe, think Jules Verne meets a thrift store explosion, and we figured it'd be perfect for the con weekend. I'd crash in the loft, he'd take the pull-out couch downstairs, and we'd live our best cosplay lives. Nate's a planner. He's got this leather satchel he carries everywhere, stuffed with tools, snacks, and a notebook where he scribbles schedules in handwriting I can barely read. Me? I'm chaos incarnate, surviving on monster energy and vibes, sewing until my fingers bleed, then passing out wherever I land. The con started Friday, and by Saturday night I was a wreck. I'd been up for 36 hours straight finishing a client's steam-powered time machine prop, soldering gears, staining wood, cursing my glue gun when it burned my thumb. Nate was out all day, schmoozing with vendors, probably trading wrench tips over craft beer. I got back to the Airbnb at 2 a.m., chugged a warm Monster I'd left on the counter, and climbed the rickety loft ladder. I didn't even change, just kicked off my boots, left my corset on, and face-planted into the lumpy mattress. Sleep hit me like a freight train. Cue Sunday morning, 9 a.m. I'm dreaming about airships when my phone starts buzzing off the edge of the loft. I grope for it, half dead, and see Nate's name. I answer, croaking, "What?" He's pissed, voice tight, "Dude, where are you? My delivery guy's outside and you're not answering the door." I squint, brain sludge, and mutter, "I'm asleep, man. Just got in." He goes, "I told you yesterday my new torque wrench was coming at 9. I'm at the con, I can't get it." I vaguely remember him mentioning something about a tool delivery, but it's buried under layers of exhaustion. Can't he leave it? I groan, rolling over. "No, signature required. Get up." I mumble something like, "Too late, I'm out," and hang up. Phone hits the floor, I'm back in dreamland. I wake up at noon to the sound of Nate slamming the front door so hard the fake gears on the wall rattle. I stumble down the ladder, corset still digging into my ribs, hair bird's nest, and he's pacing the tiny kitchenette, satchel slung over his shoulder, face red. "You screwed me, Sam," he yells, tossing his keys onto the counter. The guy left, and now my wrench is stuck at some depot 20 miles away. I blink, rubbing my eyes, and say, "I was asleep, dude. I didn't hear the bell." He snaps, "I called you 3 times. Texted you. You couldn't drag your ass down here for 2 minutes." I shuffle to the fridge, grab a stale Red Bull, and mutter, "I just passed out. You know I've been killing myself for this con." He throws his hands up. And I haven't? I needed that wrench for a client demo tomorrow. It turns into a shouting match. He's pacing between the couch and a creepy brass clock that doesn't work, going, "You always do this, Flake, when I need you." I fire back, "I'm not your doormat. I can't function on zero sleep." He points at the loft like it's evidence. "You could have set an alarm." I laugh, bitter. "For your delivery? I'm not your secretary." He storms out, slamming the door again, and I'm left standing there, chugging Red Bull in a silent warehouse that suddenly feels way too big. He comes back an hour later, quieter but still fuming. Turns out he drove to the depot, got the wrench, but missed half the con's big costume contest because of it. He doesn't look at me, just starts tinkering with some gadget on the couch, muttering, "Should have known you'd bail." I try to explain, "Nate, I was a zombie, I didn't mean to ditch you," but he just grunts, "Whatever." The rest of the day's awkward as hell. I pack my gear in silence. He blasts sea shanty playlists through his earbuds, and the steampunk vibe feels less adventurous and more hostile. We leave Monday morning without really talking, me back to my apartment, him to his garage. He texted me later, "Next time I'll just handle it myself." Now I'm home, staring at my soldering iron, feeling like crap. I get why he's mad. That wrench mattered to him, and I knew it was coming, even if I forgot in my haze. But I was wrecked, and the idea of climbing down that death trap ladder for a doorbell I didn't hear? Brutal. He's acting like I betrayed him, but I'm not his personal butler either. So, Reddit, I'm stuck replaying this in my head, wondering if I'm the selfish one or if he's blowing it out of proportion. AITA for staying in bed? So, here's the situation. Am I the asshole for asking my coworkers to keep it down while I was napping at my desk during lunch, only for them to flip out and call me a diva? I didn't think it'd turn into a whole office drama, but now I've got half the team side-eyeing me and the other half whispering about Nap King behind my back. This all went down in our quirky little co-working space for indie game devs, and I'm still trying to figure out if I crossed a line or if they're just being extra. I'm 29, a level designer for this tiny studio that makes retro-style platformers, think pixelated ninjas and chiptune soundtracks. I've been at it for 3 years, hunched over my dual monitors, tweaking jump physics and enemy spawns until my eyes cross. Our office is a rented nook in a converted textile mill, exposed brick, mismatched thrift store furniture, and a coffee machine that gurgles like it's possessed. It's got character. Fairy lights strung across the beams, a neon game on sign flickering by the door, and a beat-up foosball table no one's good at. My coworkers are a loud bunch, 6 of us total, all fueled by energy drinks and inside jokes. There's Tara, our pixel artist, who's always cackling at her own memes, Josh, the coder, who drums on his desk with pens, and Lila, our sound designer, who tests boss fight tracks at full blast. We're tight. Usually late-night crunch sessions end in pizza runs, and we've got a group chat called Ninja Squad that's 90% GIFs. I'm the quiet one. I'm not shy, just focused. I've got my noise-canceling headphones, my thermos of matcha, and a habit of doodling map layouts on Post-its when I'm stuck. Lately, though, I've been wiped. We're 2 weeks from a demo deadline, and I've been pulling 12-hour days, tweaking levels, playtesting, fixing bugs Josh swears aren't his fault. Sleep's a distant memory. I'm lucky if I get 5 hours a night before my cat, Pixel, starts batting my face at dawn. So, I've been sneaking power naps at lunch. I shove my keyboard aside, fold my arms on my desk, and use my hoodie as a pillow, 20 minutes, tops. It's not glamorous, but it keeps me sane. Yesterday, it all hit the fan. I'd been up since 6 a.m. wrestling with a glitchy lava pit that kept eating players for no reason. By noon, my brain was mush, eyes gritty, hands shaky from too much matcha. Lunch rolled around, and I saw my shot. The team was grabbing sandwiches from the deli downstairs, but I stayed back, muttering, "Gonna rest my eyes." I slumped over my desk, hoodie up, and was out in seconds, dreaming of pixelated ninjas dodging fireballs. I wake up 15 minutes later to Tara's hyena laugh and Josh yelling, "No way, that's cheating," over a foosball game. Lila's blasting a new explosion sound effect, and the whole room's a wall of noise. I sit up, bleary, hood still half over my face, and croak, "Hey, guys, can you keep it down? I'm trying to nap." They freeze. Tara spins around, sandwich in hand, and goes, "Seriously? It's lunch, not nap time." Josh snorts, "What, are we your babysitters now?" Lila turns down her speakers but smirks, "You're at work, dude, not a spa." I rub my temples and say, "I'm dying here. Just 10 more minutes, please." Tara rolls her eyes. "You're being extra. We're not yelling in a library." I snap, "It's common courtesy, I'm not asking you to whisper, just chill for a sec." Josh mutters, demanding much, and kicks the foosball table, ending the convo. It didn't stop there. They dialed it down for, 5 minutes, enough for me to doze off again, but then Tara starts narrating a TikTok at top volume and Josh joins in with fake dramatic gasps. I give up, sit up, and glare. Fine, forget it, I mutter, slamming my headphones on. They laugh it off, but the vibe's sour. Rest of the day, they're weirdly loud, Josh drumming extra hard, Lila testing the same explosion loop 20 times. Tara even posts in Ninja Squad, PSA, don't wake the Nap King, he'll banish you to the lava pit. I don't reply, just grind through my work, stewing. By quitting time, it's a thing. Lila corners me at the coffee machine, saying, look, we get you're tired, but asking us to tiptoe around you at lunch? Kinda extra. I shoot back, I'm not asking for silence, just a break from the chaos so I don't crash. She shrugs, it's a shared space, man. Josh chimes in from his desk, yeah, we're not your noise police. Tara's quieter about it, just gives me a look like I've disappointed her. I leave feeling like the office grump, but also pissed, can't they see I'm running on empty? Now it's morning and I'm dreading going in. Ninja Squad's got a new meme of a ninja napping while the village burns, captioned priorities. I get it, I'm at work, not home, but it's a startup, we've napped in crunch before and I wasn't hurting anyone. Still, maybe I sounded entitled, barking at them like that. So, Reddit, I'm sipping my matcha, staring at my cat, wondering if I'm the jerk for wanting a quiet nap or if they're overreacting to one tired request. AITA,